So this is a video a lot of people requested. I was like, I have not made this video yet. Top recommendations for adaptation to Fujifilm. And as you can see here, I have a Photo C, i.e. a rainbow imaging adapter. It's an M42, i.e. a screw mount to Fuji X mount. It's $9 on eBay. Just type in rainbow imaging or type in M42 to Fuji X mount. You'll see this adapter for $9 on eBay. Just screw it on the back of the lens. Now, someone's going to complain that I didn't mention their extra special, extra awesome lens. The actual best M42 lens I didn't bring out here because it's impossibly rare and difficult to find. Some lenses, which are also impossibly rare, not impossibly, but rather expensive and pretty damn rare. Some 70-year-old lenses like a Biotar. A Zeiss Jenna Biotar. You can usually find it for like $160, $170, but they're usually always frozen because the lens is 60 plus years old. I don't have that out here for a reason, so if it's impossibly expensive or impossibly rare, I didn't bring them out here. So these are my top recommendations for cheap, awesome, adapted lenses for Fujifilm. And the reason someone's going to type in, why didn't you mention this awesome so-and-so, everybody loves it? And my answer to that is because it's either incredibly expensive or incredibly expensive and impossible to find. And usually the case is it's so damn old that it's basically impossible to find one unless you know how to repair lenses that the focusing, the grease, there's actually grease in the helicoil. The grease is, you're just sitting like, it doesn't want to turn because it's got some dried up 60-year-old grease in there. So I'm not mentioning those lenses. They'd be like, great, if you know how to fix the lens and you got a lot of money to buy it, that's fine. But that wouldn't be very helpful to a lot of people as far as me making a lens recommendation. So that is why I'm not including those particular lenses in this video. A couple of these are radioactive. Most of these are not radioactive. This one's not that hard to find. However, well, it's slightly hard to find. There's only 3 lens elements in this huge lens. This is the Biotar. This is the Carl Zeiss Jenna Biotar. It's the 135mm f4. Looks just like this. Really simple lens. Gives you incredible bokeh. Soap bubble bokeh. Really interesting. Now these lenses, most of these anyway, well not most of them, but a couple of them, like the Indostar, not a particularly super sharp lens. You don't buy this lens because it's sharp. You buy it because A, it's really small and cute, but you can get one like out of Ukraine for like $20. And it has incredible little fascinating soap bubble bokeh. Isn't this cute? It's all metal, it's Soviet. Only 4 lens elements. It's actually a fascinating lens to play with. Stick on your Fujifilm. It's the most fun you can have with your pants on for $25, so that's why I'm recommending the Indostar. Indostar is the 50mm f3.5. Whoops. There's tons of these on eBay. Some of them are in the United States. Most of them you're going to have to order from the Ukraine. I don't recommend ordering anything from Russia. Okay, there's lens number 2. The other one basically is any Yashinon lens. However, the 50mm f1.4, this particular version is radioactive. Why recommend this one over, say, the Pentax Takamar 50mm 1.4? This one's a little bit harder to find. The Takamar 50mm 1.4 is perfectly fine. However, I have a better option here. That lens usually sells for like 80 or 90 bucks. Most people don't know how great the Kosanon, the Yashinon, and the Mamiya lenses are, but they are absolutely exquisite. Some of those lenses were even made under the name Biotar subcontracted 13 different lens manufacturers. But you have to do a lot of research to find out which damn Biotar lens was made by who and at what point in time. Biotar means nothing. Biotar generally was a junk lens, but back in the day, Biotar outsourced their lenses to be made for them by some really awesome lens manufacturers, but you have to know a lot of information and not know what to hunt and peck for, so I'm trying to keep things simple. This is the Yashinon 50mm f1.4. Basically, any Yashinon, most of them are radioactive, by the way. Any Yashinon is incredible, adapted to a Fujifilm. And next in the case, and I have the adapter already on here, is the Shinon. Huge, gigantic soap bubble bokeh, incredible lens, very sharp. The Shinon, this is the Auto Shinon, this is the 55mm f1.7. Okay. Any of the Mamiyas, but a lot of the Mamiya 55mm 1.8, these usually sell really, really cheap. People have no idea. Mamiya M42 screw mount lenses are incredible, adapted to Fujifilm. So, now the Biotar, here's an interesting thing. A lot of people who are into older lenses know this. but the Carl Zeiss Jenna Biotar is just absolutely, oh my god, it's amazing. I didn't bring that lens out here. I have one. Like I said, usually $180 for a copy. My lens is over 65 years old. I had to take it apart and fix it because the grease inside of it was dried up. But this is a Russian copy of that, and this is the Helios 58mm f2. Okay, you're like, f2 is not too fast. You need to flush that nonsense right out of your head. Okay, the 58mm f2 is a copy of the Russians love to copy stuff. I used to live in Russia. Russians are famous for several things, and one of them is copying other people's stuff. So the 58mm f2 copy of the Carl Zeiss Jenna Bio. If something's really awesome and it's hard to find, and then the Russians had to get it. It's like, you know, people want this and it doesn't exist really at all, so we're going to copy it. So this is a copy of the Carl Zeiss Jenna Biotar. You should buy one of these lenses. There's a crap load of them on eBay for $42. You're not buying it because the sharpness will knock you on your heels. You're buying it because for wide open at f2, if you have some decent speculars in your background, it makes the most beautiful bokeh. Just type in Biotar Flickr page, Biotar 58mm f2. Go to the Flickr page. You will see some shots that will, you know, just knock you on your butt. So that's the reason to spend $40 on this damn lens. This lens is really ignored by a lot of people. It's smoking hot radioactive, by the way. is the Pentax Super Takumar 55mm f1.8. Now you'd be like, well, I'd rather have the 50. That's the lens that's really popular. That usually goes for $70, $80, $100. Also very radioactive. Well, the 1.8's not wide enough. I'd rather have the 51.14. Which is the really popular Takumar. Now that lens is fine. I got like a half a dozen of them. But this is the lens everybody ignores. It's small, it's tiny, it's made as well as the Zeiss lens. It is incredible. It usually sells for $25 or less. The bokeh and the sharpness on this lens are smoking hot. So is the radioactivity out of this lens, smoking hot. This lens is incredible. Incredible. It is a top. That and the Helios 58mm f2. That and the Endostar 2 you can get for $20. All of these lenses you should buy, but definitely the Helios, definitely the 55mm 1.8 Takumar, definitely a $20 Endostar. The very last lens, which gives my basic highest recommendation, and it doesn't matter if it's called the Oriston or the Penticon, is this one. This is the Meyer Optic Görlitz. This is the Penticon 50mm f1.8. You're not buying this lens because it's just incredibly smoking sharp. It's perfectly fine. At 1.8 f2, it's not the sharpest lens in the world, but you don't buy it for that. You buy it for the incredible bokeh on this lens. You know, you don't believe me? Just look at the Flickr page for the Penticon 50mm. Everybody that knows about old lens, they have one. I've got like 6 of these things. Usually sell for $45, $50. Buy one. Buy a you know, the adapter is only $9. $9 plus $45. You got $55 and everything mounted on your damn Fuji and blow yourself away. Photographically speaking. So, I hope you like this video. If you like it, you can make a kind small donation, or you can tell me to jump off a cliff. Whatever makes you happy. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. Bye. Bum, 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 bum.